Okay, next on the list, just letting everybody know, we have talked about our ambulance service and doing some service out of, a lot of service out of our district. Avoca, has moved us up to, how do you say that, Mike?
First alarm.
First alarm status. I got a call from the county. It's all part of mutual aid. There's not really, and we can't say no, or no, we're not gonna do it, but it just alerts our people that they don't usually have a crew, and we usually do. But I just thought I would mention that, because I got the phone call. I gave everybody the resolution for records retention disposition schedule, which I had sent to me by the state office. They gave us the sample resolution. David looked at it.
Yes,
Do you
looks
have a
fine.
problem? I think I put one in everybody's box. I don't have one. I put one in the clerk's box.
I don't have one.
Today? Oh, yeah, I thought maybe I didn't. It's short and sweet, I'll read it.
Okay.
Resolved by the Town Board of Cohocton that retention and disposition schedule for New York local government records, LGS-1, issued pursuant to Article 57-A of the Arts and Cultural Affairs Law, and containing legal minimum retention periods for local government records, is hereby adopted for use by all officers in legally disposing of valueless records listed therein. Further resolved that in accordance with Article 57A, only those records will be disposed of that are described in retention and disposition schedule for New York government records, LGS-1, after they have met the minimum retention periods described therein. B, only those records will be disposed of that do not have sufficient administrative, fiscal, legal, or historical value to merit retention beyond established legal minimum periods. This is this is what they sent. This has to be passed by every.
Is this something that we're supposed to do every year or something?
There was a time, I believe it is.
Because I always thought the town clerk has a retention schedule that she has to follow.
Yes, she does. I know she
Okay.
does. That's why I was surprised when she said that.
Yeah, I've never heard of us having to do a resolution, and
Well, they sent this to me and said we need to do this resolution.
who sent it to you?
I don't know, I'd have to go look at the email, I didn't attach it.
I know Martha has a retention schedule in a folder, and I've seen her refer to it numerous times.
I just remember that it's always left to them. They're the record keeper, and
Well, it was sent to me, and it's the town board who passes the resolution. Right here.
Can you find out who sent it to you? I think I'd like to know who
Pass
sent it
that
to you.
down.
Find out a little bit more.
Oh, I believe it has to be done by the end of the year, so, I'm not gonna go through my emails now. Can you wait on it?
But did it actually attach a retention schedule?
No, it refers to the law that you have to look up.
Maybe you can check, Nancy, and see if this is the retention schedule law. It's from it says in Article 57A of the Arts and Cultural Affairs Law. Why not municipal law? I know about art and culture. Don't know.
Do you know anything about
I can't tell you what the specific time periods are, but for important records like minutes of meetings, it's basically forever.
Mhm.
Where are the town records kept?
In the clerk's office, and in the vault.
Down,
There's a
Vault
records
and
room.
Down
There's a
there?
records room.
Yep.
We have 2 closets that.
I mean, every
The vault.
municipality is required to do this.
Mhm.
I would think there should be some attachment that says minutes are kept forever, like Mr. Miller just said, or this is kept for 5 years.
Well, these are the schedules that are listed on here that
I mean,
you
I
refer
can run
to
off
for
a
that.
copy of Article 57A tomorrow, and that'll have, that'll have the information that you're looking for.
And if we have to meet before the end of the year, which we do, we can discuss it then after you look into this a little more. Cause we've never done this, and Martha's always told us she's got the schedule, she's the record keeper.
Yep.
I didn't make it up. I'll find out who sent it to me. I'm sure it was the controller's office, or I didn't certainly write that myself. Or
It
I'm
sounded
getting really
intelligent,
better
are
than
you
I-
sure?
Yeah, I know. I'm getting
Did you
really
play a
good.
lawyer on
Yeah.
TV last night?
No, but I happen to know to play a lawyer in Cohocton, obviously. Okay, we have to schedule an end of the year meeting to do the line item transfers. Baldwin asked that we do it because this meeting is so early in the month, of course, naturally, in December. At least, Sam would like us to have most of the bills in, and generally this week is the week that we get a lot of bills in, so, I don't know if we wanna wait till the 28th or 29th. I was looking at that, but whatever everybody thinks. I thought that was better than Christmas week.
Yes. Either one of those is good for me.
Twenty-ninth for me, works best.
29. Anybody else got a preference? At 7. Okay. I'll make a motion that we schedule, this will have to run an ad in the paper, schedule a special meeting for December 29th to do line item transfers.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay,
Do you want an ad run?
yeah,
And how do you want the ad to read?
special meeting to do year-end line item transfers. And any other business that comes before the town board. On 12/29 at 7 PM at the town hall.
And you're making that motion for the ad?
I made the motion, yes.
Second.
And we all vote.
Vote on the ad.
Huh?
Vote on the ad.
Oh, I thought we did, All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The next item is the thought to think about for next year of whether we want department heads to come to the town board meetings, such as the highway supervisor, the police, the pardon? Code officer, attend the meetings. A lot of towns require it. We have questions, we have problems.
It sure would be nice if they showed up once in a while. We haven't seen one in here yet.
Well, that's what Cheryl and I were talking, and I said even if not every meeting, at least every
Yep.
other meeting, or,
I'll make the motion that, have department heads attend board meetings monthly. We can do them first and then maybe public
Mhm.
concerns, so that if they have any questions, they can ask them them.
second,
I'll second.
any further discussion?
Cheryl, your motion is to have department heads attend meetings
The monthly board meetings,
Monthly.
monthly.
We will have an audience, they will enjoy it.
I did go down there. Okay, I'm daydreaming now. Next is we have to run an ad for the town clerk position. I gave you the ad. Losing my mind.
I don't
Okay.
have that in.
I will give it to you if this is approved. It's an ad that we had ready to go before. The date would have to be changed.
Do you have a copy of that ad, Judy?
Yeah, I said if, I'll give you a copy if we
they
approve it.
If the board
Oh.
approves it.
Okay. It's just that I didn't wanna have to write it all out.
No, I'll give
No,
you
we'll
one.
get, I'll,
Oh, no, don't do that.
This one is specific for town clerk and tax collector. Are you gonna do one for the register of artist statistics and another one for the water billing vacancy?
well, the water
Should there be
billing,
three?
I attached to this that where the office of, the receiver of taxes has not been established, the town clerk is required to collect water rates and sewer rents unless the town board has designated another officer or employee to make such collections. So it is on the clerk's computer, the billing, and it is been getting done this year by the town clerk, so.
No, it's been done by the water billing clerk. The motion was to have Martha Hall be the water billing clerk. It wasn't the town clerk to be the water billing clerk, it was the employee Martha Hall. And I do believe,
Well,
I was
there's a
told-
problem with that because you cannot be an employee and an elected official, so that's, and this is part of, out of the duty book of town clerk, so.
And I believe the water district rules, I was told by the former town clerk, it was in the water district rules that they had to have a water billing clerk that is paid for out of the water district fund, not the town-wide. And if Milt sat on the board when it was,
I think Jeff did too,
Four.
didn't you?
there's money in the budget was put in there for a water billing clerk. So you remember that, Jeff, being in there?
Oh, I remember getting yelled at because we had Jody doing the billing and Dave doing the meter reading.
Oh.
That's wrong. No, you don't do that.
Gotcha.
But you're right, it's supposed to be.
Well, if you're hiring somebody separate, then you're gonna have to have another computer and
Well, the
some
water
place to
billing
put the
clerk had
person.
a computer.
Hmm?
The water billing clerk had a computer, was in the bookkeeper's office.
Yeah, and that computer died and all the programs were transferred over to the clerk's computer so she could do the water billing, which is where they reside now.
But we replaced that computer, did we not?
There is a computer in the bookkeeper's office, yeah.
So a water billing clerk could use the computer in the office where Donette was.
But that doesn't have the program on any longer, that was transferred to the
It could
clerk's.
be transferred,
I
I
don't think.
could be transferred.
Well, the issue is we have to do a resolution to have a water billing clerk separate, or the town clerk can do the water billing, because it is in their book of duties to do, so that's the decision we can make at this point, whether you want a separate water billing clerk. It's 4 times a year. You're gonna have to have a separate bank account then for that person, and
That's what we do now. It's out of the water district, we pay for that position
yeah,
out of
and
the
it
water
goes
district.
into the general fund. The clerk collects the money and gives me a check, or makes the deposits to the general fund.
But that money gets transferred to the water district.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously, it's just like the ambulance money gets
All right.
transferred to the ambulance district.
I say we keep it the way we've always had it. It's supposed to be in the regulations that we have a water billing clerk for the district, and that district is the one that funds the water district clerk, instead of the whole town paying for a water district clerk. It's only for the water district people. So I'll make the motion that, we continue on with the water billing clerk position.
I will second.
I should amend it, paid for out of the water district.
Further discussion?
Seems to me you're adding another layer of government that we
Well,
don't
yeah, you
need.
are. I agree.
I
I don't see
disagree with
why
it.
the town clerk it can't be in their duties. It's been done
So-
that way.
Cheryl, your motion is to continue
With the water billing clerk position, paid for out of the water district,
for
As it was
out of the
written.
water district.
as it was written in the regulations.
And we're getting another employee then, that is gonna work a very limited amount of time, because you bill 4 times a year. And it takes not a whole lot of time to do, so.
So why can't the clerk continue to do it? Is that what your motion is?
You know,
Oh, all right.
because they wanna, the way they wanna read it is that the water bills would be processed by the town clerk. The whole town would be paying for that out of
Oh,
the.
no, yeah.
Yeah, I just-
They wouldn't be paying for it because it's part of the town clerk duty, so it's included in their salary.
I thought the town clerk got a stipend for being.
She was, but the civil service said, elected official cannot also be an employee of the town, and the way it's worded is that's a separate employee of the town, it's not being done under the town clerk duties. That's the issue, so if we're hiring someone, they would be paid out of the water district, otherwise the town clerk could do it as part of their duties.
Can the town charge the water district for clerical services?
The water district has to be self-sufficient. Everything that got to do with water has to come out of the water bills.
Let's see, it's paid for now by out of the water district, so.